Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Dough Show. Hope you're having a great day. My name is Dustin Tibbetts, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers, and today we're going to talk about something that really is coming up a lot. I'm actually quite surprised. We went through a period a couple years back where people just didn't want to save for retirement. They were scared of the markets. They just didn't care. And now we're going through this period where people are like, I get it. Yeah, the markets are at highs. They're probably going to fall eventually. But people are starting to understand the stats, that the numbers work out for you. And you can't watch a general video, and we do a lot of them, by the way, but you can't watch a general video and have it pertain exactly to you. And so more and more people are actually wanting to know their number. How much do I need to save based on what I have to retire? And oh, by the way, could I retire a year or two early? How much harder do I have to work, or what do I have to do to maybe squeeze an extra year? So today we're going to do 4 ways and maybe a little bonus tip on how to squeeze just another year or two out of your retirement so that you can move the date up. So we're talking about retiring early, all right? So hope this applies to you. If you have any questions or need any help, of course, you know where to find me, but let's get started. The first thing I want you to focus on is the garbage debt that you have. Not all debt is bad debt. Unfortunately, I can't be one of Dave Ramsey's, what do they call them, select investor companies, because I believe that some debt is actually good debt. But unfortunately, most people use the garbage debt. I think you can spread that out. You can have 2 different categories. If you have credit card debt, that's garbage debt. That's got to go. If you have student loan debt, it's got to go, right? These are debts that are holding you back. See, we're going to do a class probably on Friday, how the rich people use debt. Rich people are full of debt, unbelievable amounts of debt if you get to read into some of this stuff, but they're using debt for things that grow their money rather than hold them back. And so most people, the poor mindset people, as you maybe have read a few books, they use debt to consume things and then pay for it later. And so there's no growth out of that. The money is being transferred to the wealthy. It's not being transferred to you in the form of growing assets. So you got to get rid of the garbage debt. And here's what I mean by that. I said credit cards. I said student loan debts. I'm going to say car loan debt, right? It's okay. I mean, right now, car loan debt doesn't cost you very much. But reasonable car loan debt, I say that all the time. You know, a car doesn't have to be a $80,000 truck that's got a gun holder in the side of it and 4-wheel tires, and you live in Florida where there's no hills, right? So think about it, right? You don't have to have such an expensive car. You can pay that off. Now, what I don't think is garbage debt, if you're in your 20s or your 30s, is a house. If you bought a house, maybe you just bought your first house or maybe something like that, don't rush to pay it off. Why? Pay off other stuff and then get your money working for you, not necessarily by investing in the stock market, but investing in things that grow your wealth. Maybe buy another house, start a business, right? So house, if you're in your 20s, your 30s, quit putting extra money towards paying down your house. Odds are you are not going to live there when you retire. So just plan on it, right? You're going to want something bigger or something better. Now, if you have one of those houses where you got like 40 acres, you know, and you bought your first house, yeah, you can add on to that house. That's a different scenario. But generally speaking, people move. So if you're young, you're going to move. That's not the house you're going to retire in. So this whole mindset of, I'm going to pay off my house, Dustin, I'm 30, I'm going to pay off my house. You're probably wasting your money when you could be investing in another house, or you could be investing in retirement. You could be investing just for fun, just to build your wealth. So think about that one. Think about that one there. So that's that one. I want you to take something and invest in the things that grow your money. Pay off the garbage debts and use debt if you have to acquire things that are going to appreciate your overall net worth. So that's that one. I know some of you are going to disagree with that. I'm totally cool with it. But I think on Friday we'll do the class. Rich people use debt to get richer. Simple as that. Poor people use debt to go buy the new Apple phone, right? Buy the new car. Buy those stupid headphones that you wear. They're $400 or $500 because they're wireless and they have somebody's name on the side of it. Don't want to get started there. Okay, number 2. Call it passion profits, right? Work on the weekends. Go to work. What are you doing on the weekdays? You go to work. We're all here. We're doing a great job. But then on the weekends, we go and do things that cost us a lot of money. We spend money on garbage things. We go out to eat when we really don't need to. We go out and hang with our friends. We go out and use the boat. We do things that are really holding you back. If you want to retire early, then go do what I call your passion profit on the weekends. Go do something you enjoy that makes a little bit of money. Don't just go drive for Uber. Don't do things like that. Maybe it's something you enjoy doing or a skill that you have. Maybe you like teaching, or maybe you like making YouTube videos or something. Go do that and let that build as far as income. Maybe you're working on getting a new business started or shopping for real estate if that's your thing too. Then go do that on the weekends and spend time on things that will grow your assets rather than going and spending time, watching hosting a big party for a football game that you have to buy all the food and everything. It gets to be really ridiculous. And I'm gonna give you a little insight. We're working here on something really unique. And if we can get it done, it will be, nobody else has it. It will not be being done by anybody, especially of our size, because we're not like a big fish. We don't compete against Fidelity or things like that because we're not that big. So we're working on something that would completely make us stand out. And I'll give you a little hint. Part of it is an artificial intelligence that tracks your spending and shows you performance graphs and stuff so much better than anything else. Whereas right now you're using software that has you like go in and like enter the transaction and where'd you do? Can you split the transaction? We're working on the following step, which is go ahead and let the system just figure it out for you accurately. Anyways, we're testing it out. And one of the things we notice is the graph for spending for all of us that are testing it out is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It looks like that. And so your spending over the month goes in an uptrend, but it tends to peak right around that Thursday night. And like for me, I can understand it, but Thursday night starts with me buying the bottle of wine for our Wine and Wealth thing. And so I start spending more money. And as I see this, using the thing we're working with, all of a sudden you realize all the money's being wasted on the weekends. Could we change that? Go out to eat on a Monday, much better deals, right? Go do something with the family here when you're more tired and less likely to do more stuff. You'll save more money. Again, if you're trying to retire a year or two early, it's just the smallest things. Just the smallest things make the biggest difference. Okay, number 2, pack it up. Are you willing to relocate? If it meant that you could retire 2, 3, 4 years early, are you willing to relocate? Would you pick everything up and move somewhere, maybe even out of the country? A lot of people are doing that these days. Well, here's the thing. If you live in California, do you honestly think it's going to get any cheaper for you to live in California? That state's a mess, guys, financially, tax-wise. And I'll take the bullets for this, but I see everything that happens over there. It's a mess. Some other states are sort of laughing at California, right? In Florida, Mickey Mouse pays for everything. We don't have to deal with state taxes. Now, granted, maybe there could be a better place to live than Florida, but California is not going to get any cheaper. New York City is not going to get any cheaper, maybe like a little bit. Miami Beach is not going to get any cheaper. So if you live in some of these areas like California or some really expensive areas, are you willing to leave the area? Right? I have calls with people in California, customers of mine, and we'll work through their number and see like what they need to retire. And they always have these high numbers, and I sort of tease them. I'm like, it's sort of ridiculous to expect that much out of your retirement. And they're like, yeah, but I need it. I need the money or I can't live here in California. And it comes up all the time. More and more people are saying, I'm going to move 2 states over. I'm going to move to the Carolinas, the South Carolina. I'm going to move to Georgia. I'm going to move to Florida, because they get it. Their dollar goes a lot further. I sort of laugh at the idea of how much people need in California to retire. It may mean that you work till 68, while us old people down here in Florida, we're working till 62 just because of the cost of living and access to health care, I might add. So big one. Now, if you don't want to leave the state you're in, then now we got to go back to getting rid of garbage debt. You're going to have to find your passion that you can go do something fun. For me, it was working with airplanes when I was a kid to make extra money. And so it could be that, right? Simple as that. Okay, number 4, Uncle Sam. This comes down to more of what Jazz Wealth does, what we try to help people with. I need you to factor the tax consequences in your retirement account. See, what happens is when you open an account with us, you get your account open, it's funded, we start investing for you, and then we send you a little questionnaire that says, what's your number? Thank you for joining us and you're investing, but are you investing too much, too little, or where are you? Right? You're at that sweet spot. We want our customers to know what they need to invest whether it compares to what they have is too high or too low, so that way you hit the goal. We don't want you guessing at a goal, because when 30 years go by or 40 years and you retire, you can't go back and say, damn it, I was supposed to put $1,000 extra a year in my retirement and I didn't. It's too late. So we want all of our customers to be right on track. Not with a calculator. We're not going to use some sort of random thing. We're going to work it out for you. What do you have? What have you saved up? What accounts do you have? And one of the things I want you to consider is the taxes that you have. In your 401k, if you're invested in just a general 401k, you put in some dollars, they put in some dollars, whatever the balance is of your 401k, just slice a third of it right off the top. Slice 1/3 of whatever's in your 401k and put it towards taxes when you retire. Now, if that got you thinking like, whoa, I have like $20,000 in my 401k, you mean 6 of it's gone, right? It's not mine? No, it's tax money if you have a standard 401k. So I want you to think of how you can spread to eliminate taxes. It may be the Roth IRA, maybe as simple as going to your work and saying, hey, I'm in the 401k, can you shift my money to the Roth 401k and leave yours in the 401k as they have to. But it may mean opening a Roth. Because see, when we get to retirement and we start figuring out what buckets you're going to take your money from, we're going to do it in a way that causes you the least amount of taxes. One of the most fun things, I know it's dorky and it's like, who likes doing that? But one of the most fun things I like to do is when someone calls and says, hey, next month, I'm retiring. Gonna have a party. Company's sending me on my way. I've got my 401k, I've got all this stuff. And they go, Dustin, when I don't have a paycheck anymore, where do I pull my money from? Can we set that up automatically? And we go through and figure out, this is how you do it. And by doing it this way, you're gonna be now in the new 12% tax bracket, if even that, because we're helping you get your taxes straight. And so I love that part. To me, that's the most fun. So I want you to think about how taxes apply. I know it's a lot to think about, but you're doing your 401k and you have to choose your own investments. That's ridiculous. Then you do your Roth IRA or your IRA, whatever you're working on, and you're thinking about the investments and your number. But I want you to just take one extra thing into consideration, taxes. How much are you really, what's your after-tax income going to be? When we do the number for our customers, the number is always after tax. So keep that in mind. Oh, and bonus. Got a bonus tip for you. I just thought of this like seconds before we started. If you are trying to retire early and your goal was initially, say, 60 years old, and now you're going, I'd like to retire at 55. I've done a great job. I've saved up a ton of money. I built a business. You have some properties, whatever it is. You did a good job eliminating garbage debt, making a little extra money. You moved maybe if you had to. You got your taxes straight, and now you're like, wait a minute. If I retire at 55, can I take money out of my 401k, my traditional IRA, my Roth IRA? While there is a special rule for your 401k, if you're 55, 56, 57, we need to plan ahead of that, or plan ahead of time for that. See, it may make sense to start doing some drip conversions in a Roth IRA so that we can have money ready for you. We got to do that in your late 40s if that's what you want to do. But if we start drip converting your traditional IRAs or other IRAs, whatever you have, into Roths, then by the time you hit 55, 56, 57, you could just start pulling money out. No penalty, right? No taxes. You can pull out your money and kind of get that tax game rolling for you. So I hope that didn't confuse you. I was just trying to throw out some new stuff for you there. So that's the gist of it, right? If you want to retire early, you've got some choices to make, but maybe you're just trying to squeeze an extra day out of retirement, maybe an extra month. And you say, I'm gonna retire a month early, maybe a year. If you're younger, you can plan a few years ahead of time. Let's run the numbers. Let's figure it out. If you're one of our customers, I'll do it 1,000,000 times for you because quite honestly, it's one of the most fun things I do every night is going through for people's numbers. So we'll take care of it. Anyways, yeah, California is absolutely crazy and only getting worse. And that's why I say, like, California's great. I daydream during the day about going back and visiting. We stayed in Malibu at the Malibu Hotel or whatever. It was right on the water. And we live here in Florida. I get to see water all day. But to me, that was beautiful with the windows open and the breeze just coming in. I daydream of going back there. Not a chance in the world that I would live there. It's just way too ridiculous. Anyways. Dang, nice. Okay, cool. I love it. All right, well, hey, that's all I got for you right now. We will be back at 5 p.m. for the stock market update. Follow me on Twitter, by the way. I'm going to start posting more updates about current market stuff, just the stuff that doesn't make sense to post anywhere else, any updates or things like that. So if you get a chance, at Jazz Wealth, and we will talk to you guys at 5 o'clock. Thanks for watching.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.
Hey, wait! Before you go watch one of our other great videos, have you had a chance to see our new FinTips videos? They focus on one topic at a time, covering investing, personal finance, and anything that can quickly help you with your dough. Best of all, we'll keep it real short, because we know time is money.